Hello, my name is Colonel Mark Anarumo from the U.S. Air Force Academy's Center for Character and Leadership Development. I want to welcome all of you in your critical role as facilitators in this character education program. I know you're in Civil Air Patrol where you're dealing with young men and women who may want to enter military service, but many of them will not. But we think regardless, this content is pretty critical into developing better citizens for our country. And I do have a very personal attachment to Civil Air Patrol. I started back in CAP in 1982 as a young cadet at the Bayshore Composite Squadron at Fort Monmouth, New Jersey. And what you provided to me was really critical to my personal growth and my professional ambitions. I wound up joining the Army out of high school, and I went to college later and became an officer in the Air Force. And now here I am sitting as a colonel at the Air Force Academy. So I want to thank and laud all of you for the efforts you're putting forth in developing these young men and women appropriately. Now we see these character courses as a true evolution of how we're doing character education for this generation. It's a very unique problem we have. We have industrial age models, content, and delivery methods, but an information age generation. We found a few years ago we stopped connecting with the cadets as we should have been because they just weren't responding to the delivery methods. So content has been upgraded, but more importantly, it's the delivery. We're going to ask you all to be facilitators. The cadets are not responding well anymore to lectures, to being spoken to. They respond well to having facilitated conversation and guided conversation from experts like you. So please don't underestimate the value of what you're doing for these young men and women. Our country's at a critical time. We're not producing citizens the way we used to, and all of you are on the front line of helping to improve that situation. We'll have better citizens, and there's nothing more important than that, whether or not these young men and women end up in uniform like I did. So I want to laud all of you for your efforts. I want to thank you for your evolution of your own teaching styles. We're very pleased to be partnered with all of you, and I wish you the best of luck.